Hi there, and welcome to The Day I Learned About, the show where we remind you, no matter how bad of a day you're having, it can always get worse. July 16th, 1945, the Trinity test. The US successfully tests the world's first nuclear device. All the most important historical events have side stories, but they are often forgotten due to the magnitude of the events they help create. This is one of those side stories. Everybody has a bad day. You eat a bad burrito, next thing you know, your mom finds you unconscious in the shower, covered in diarrhea and blood, you're naked, because you misjudged a fart and you made a mess of your pants. While attempting to clean yourself, you slipped on your own shit, fell, and smashed your head in the tub. We've all been there. Might even be there later today. Who knows? But I would bet my shit-covered rubber ducky this story is one of the worst days in history, at least for the men who had to live through it. This isn't a story about dropping the bomb on Hiroshima. This is a side story about a little ship that made it possible. Imagine some of the worst human experiences possible. Fear, uncertainty, hunger, terror, death. Put it like this. Let's pretend each one of these bullets in this belt is an individual nightmare. We load this belt of nightmares into this machine gun, point it at this crew, and then unload the whole belt. This is the kind of bad day the crew of the Indianapolis had. It all begins 2 weeks after the Trinity test. The Indianapolis was a good little ship. It fought many battles through World War II. Its reputation is probably why it was picked to do this secret mission. The US Indianapolis had just delivered half the world's supply of uranium-235 to an air base on an island in the Philippines. Uranium-235 is the key component to the little boy bomb, the very bomb that would be dropped on Hiroshima a month later. In the dead of night, 2 torpedoes smashed into the hull of the Indianapolis, fired from a Japanese submarine. The ship is shooken like a giant ant farm. Men tossed and turned and thrown all over the place in the darkness. Broken arms, broken ribs, knocked unconscious, thrown everywhere, complete chaos. The crews have to rapidly seal off the flooding compartments by locking the watertight doors. Crews listen as the haunting screams of their shipmates, crying not to be left behind. Fires everywhere. Men are thrown through the air. Some jump, some are flung. The ship rapidly sinks, pulling down anyone who's caught in the whirlpool. Some men are saved as they're being sucked to the depths. Massive bubbles bring them tumbling back to the surface. The Indianapolis only took 12 minutes to sink. 13 minutes ago, these crews were sleeping in their bunks, dreaming of making sweet love to Chiquita Banana. Next thing, they are bobbing in the Philippine Sea, in pitch black, surrounded by screaming men, flotsam and oil. How does one even begin to process such terror? The ship sunk so fast it was unable to send out a message to alert the chain of command of what had happened. Because of the secrecy of the mission, no one knows where they are and nobody's expecting them. So yeah, pretty fucking bad day. The crew of 1,197 men, over 300 went down with the ship. All the survivors are traumatized, many injured, broken bones, bleeding. Some are blind from severe burns to their face. Some are vomiting violently from ingesting salt water and nearly drowning. They have no lifeboats because the ship went down so fast, just floating in their life jackets in calm water, unable to see what is below the surface because of the darkness and the oil. Slowly, guys can start feeling things bump into them under the water. Oh my god, is everybody okay? No, Larry, I'm not okay. As a sailor, your ship sinking is about as bad as it can get. It can't get any worse than this, Larry. Wait, what just touched my leg? Calm down, Larry. You're imagining things. You're being a drama queen. Oh no. Oh god, Larry? Okay, things just got worse. Sharks of all types and sizes. In the calm waters, you can see glimpses of them slithering around just below the surface, bumping into men, testing their willingness to fight back. At first, sharks attacked and ate the floating dead bodies. Then, they started attacking men floating on their own, away from any groups. So quickly, men started to bunch up. Some guys would fight back by kicking the sharks in the face. Some guys had pen knives and they would stab the sharks when they swam too close. Sometimes that would be enough to fight the sharks off. Some men would get attacked, but then get away and swim back alive, for now. Sometimes the men got pulled across the water like a fisherman's bobber being tugged by a fish. The sharks would strike, all of a sudden pulling men down without warning. Moments later, their life jackets would shoot back up to the surface, shredded and empty. Some men floating in life jackets were bitten in half. They would appear just to be asleep floating in the water until they rolled over and the bottom half would be missing. I know I shouldn't have any more, but Larry is just so delicious, guys. This has been such a fun night. And to think I was going to stay home and listen to my Baby Shark album. Hey Bruce, smile. Oh my god, he's getting me. Ah! I mean, the sharks are probably happy, but for everybody else, pretty bad day. Because this was a secret mission, nobody knew they were gone. They wouldn't be marked overdue for a week. This means no one was looking for the ship. So they bobbed in that shark-infested ocean for over 4 days. During the day, the tropical sun would beat down on the men, giving them severe sunburn. At night, hypothermia would set in. They had nothing to eat, unless of course you're a shark. The irony of being stuck in a desert of water and you can't drink. Quick survival lesson. When you drink salt water, your body needs to force the salt out by making you pee. So, there's a net loss of water in your body. Therefore, you literally dehydrate quicker from drinking salt water. Imagine the level of hopelessness and fear coupled with the anguish, the exhaustion, the hunger. Who could stay sane in these conditions? As you can only imagine, men started to snap. Some had complete psychosis and hallucinations about being somewhere or having food, going to the mess hall and getting milk, or grocery shopping back at home. Men started to attack each other thinking they were the enemy, pleading with God. Others just went completely mad. Mass suicides, slipping out of their life jackets and just sinking into the depths. Panicking and swimming off on their own just to get ripped to pieces by sharks. Others would just drink salt water, knowing but not caring this would speed up their deaths. And when night came, the real feeding would start. Men would clamp their hands over their ears, just so they didn't have to listen to the screaming of others in the darkness. Averaging 50 deaths per day from sharks, slowly picking off men. After 4 days, a US plane on a routine patrol mission flew over and spotted the survivors and then called for help. The first to arrive was an amphibious plane. It dropped some rafts, one was destroyed, and the other two were too far away for the exhausted crews to swim to. At this point, men were just too weak to fight. The plane witnessed some 30 sharks attack and kill up to 60 sailors right in front of their eyes. Oh my god, look, floating in the water. Survivors. Hey, you guys okay? I don't think they're okay. Standing orders stated amphibious planes could not land in the ocean. Lieutenant Commander Adrian Marks takes a vote of the crew. Unanimously, they vote to land the plane in the 12-foot swells, contrary to those standing orders. They were able to rescue 56 survivors. However, there isn't enough room on the plane, so they have to lash some guys to the wings with paracord. This makes the plane unflyable, so they have to wait till nightfall when the first rescue ships start to arrive. Only 316 men survived to carry these memories of this bad day for the rest of their lives. This was the worst US naval disaster ever, and possibly the biggest mass shark attack in history. Overall, shit day. If you're having a better day than this, hit the thumbs up and let me know you're okay. So long and stay frosty.